Hello.
Are you kidding me? Wow. The minute I missed to come down here, they picked a Duke guy. Zion James. Point. That's why I wanted the Knicks to take. The Hornets. They built like a linebacker, 6 foot, like 5 point/shooting guard. He shot 42% from three, I think, this year. I'm shocked that he got picked before Tyrese, but I mean, that's yeah. Can you hear my TV? Well, it was louder before I turned it down. Yeah.
A New York Knicks draft trade is imminent, as there has been a bunch of reports surrounding this team and a bunch of rumors that the Knicks are going to move up with their situation being very dire. They obviously need more help on this team for their bench unit. And everything we're seeing, we should expect the New York Knicks to move up in the second round of this NBA draft, meaning I would fully expect the Knicks to have a pick in the 30s by the time it's all said and done tonight. We are in the second round right now. We're tuning in, we're watching, we're waiting for the move to happen. Because I'm telling you right now, if I had to guess, I would say the Knicks are going to make a move up in the draft. The thumbnail does have Kobe Bryant up there because I am a big Kobe Bryant fan. I think he is the correct pick for this Knicks team. I've said this on multiple videos for multiple days now, and I'm going to stand by it. That is who I think the Knicks should go get, Matt, based off just the sheer fact that the Knicks do add another shooter onto this team. They get a guy who's 6'7", a forward who could score, or really a wing who could score. But more than anything, this team is now getting things going. And look, the draft, it's heating up. A lot of stuff is going down. We are in the NBA draft. We are in round 2. We're seeing the Charlotte Hornets right now are on the clock with that 33rd overall pick, while we're also going to follow Shams Charania along pretty closely as well for any trades to be announced on this Knicks team. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest draft coverage, year 2 of this thing. Obviously, the Knicks had a first-round pick last year, so we were live then, but yesterday they did not. So, Matt, here we are. Any prospects that you want to see the Knicks go after right now?
The guy I won was Zion James, and he literally went right there at 33. He was, according to the Ringer, they had him ranked at like 55. So I was expecting him to be on the clock with our pick without trading up. I was going to suggest that you don't even trade up and just go ahead and select him because he was 6 foot. He was a huge guard and shot really well. That would have been perfect for us, but he's not there. So let's focus on the guys who are there. I know that guy from Stanford, that's someone in our chat from last Friday's Knicks Happy Hour. He's still available. Raynard out of Stanford. That guy is the number 1 player on the board according to Jay Billis, which is what we're gonna be working off of, and what the TV's working off of. So the Knicks, I know, we need shooting, just like you said with Mr. Kentucky dude, but let's see what Leon Rose decides to do.
Yeah, I am expecting a move up. The Knicks also had Adu Tiero in their draft workouts. He's right now Jay Billis' 3rd-ranked prospect. We are just a few seconds away from seeing this pick get announced. Also, Bantu Nation, I disagree. I do think our bench was not very good. It was better than the amount of minutes they played, but It was not a great bench by any means, if you ask me personally. The Knicks,
It's not as
need
good.
to.
Not as good as the pace. Not as good as the teams that we're gonna have to play. They have better benches.
Yeah, I
Pacers,
mean,
Thunder,
out of
they
the
have better
conference
benches.
finals, we had by far the worst bench of all these teams. So I think it came down to that partially, where it's like, we're a contender, we need a contender's bench. We did not have a contender's bench. We had a playoff team bench, just not a contender's bench. And we need a contender's bench as I reach around so I could plug my computer in before things go poorly.
Thank you, Charlie Knicks. I was
Obviously,
actually I'm actually in the I'm not eligible for the draft yet, but yeah, I'll be a first round pick when I am.
Charlie Nix knows the deal. He knows you're a sharpshooter.
Dude, he knows.
Why aren't you eligible for the draft? That's a good question here. But look, who do you guys
Oh,
comment down below? Who do we want to see? Who do we want to see get drafted by the New York Knicks? Who are your guys' prospects that we watch here?
oh, did the pick just roll off for you, or how far ahead or behind am I?
You're ahead of me. I'm on a stream right now. So
Oh, you're on a stream. Okay, so I won't
Matt, you're
spoil
announcing
anything.
the pick. So get ready, announce it.
Okay, the Hornets, if they saw the pick, just took Ryan Kalkbrenner, who is a kind of Zach Edey type player out of Creighton. He's the really, if you watch March Madness, the really, really tall guy from Creighton just got picked. So if you're interested in big men, he's now off the board, but he was not a super mobile player, not a player that to be super excited about, but I do think everyone needs rim protection. All 32 teams, all 30 teams in the league, except maybe the Suns, need a rim protector, and Kalkbrenner is a good rim protector for sure. But he relies on drop coverage, just like Karl-Anthony Towns. So don't put him out on the 3-point line. Dude, we got 100 people watching. We need some people to drop some names in the chat
Yeah,
of
we
who
want to
they
see
want.
some.
Yeah, of prospects names, not random names, not your name. We
Yeah.
want to see draft eligible prospects whom you would like to see the New York Knicks take right here. We've already seen 2 of the 3 or 4 picks that have already been selected on night 2 have been trade ups. So do not rule out the New York Knicks trading up here. That's what we are expecting to
I
see
think
happen.
they
That's
will.
that's what the insiders have been leaning towards. I don't think there's a guy who's worth a trade up. We don't have a lot of assets. I would rather kick the second in next year if we could. Next year's supposed to be another really good draft.
For me, I want to see them trade up because the second apron is a thing here. I want another rookie brought in on a cheap contract. They'll look towards someone older and who can give instant production for this team. The Knicks right now, they have 9 players under contract. 2 of those players who are not under contract right now are Ariel Huckporty and Kevin McCullough Jr., both of which will be back with the Knicks. They're just going to have their deals decline so the Knicks can sign them to 4-year contracts instead of being on a 1-year deal. That's all that's going to happen there. The Knicks will bring them back. It'll be quick, painless. So the Knicks really have 11 guys on the roster. If they keep a pick tonight, they'll have 12 guys. That means there's 3 spots in free agency for them to go after. Mind you, when you consider that, there's a lot to look into with this Knicks team. I think this draft, I do feel like they're going to move up. I wouldn't be shocked if what they do is give some heavily protected second-round pick that'll likely just convey back to them and cash considerations. They might effectively buy a better pick and swap out that 50th pick as well. Now, we haven't seen an alert from Shams in the whole 16 minutes right now, as he announced that the Celtics are trading number 32 to the Orlando Magic for numbers 46, 57, a 2026 second-rounder, and a 2027 second-rounder. I don't think that's the type of trade the Knicks will be making here. I think the Knicks are going to be trying to use cash considerations to buy a pick. But right now, what we're seeing is a pretty quiet second round. But with the NBA draft and the amount of trades that are in the second round, I don't think this is going to be the only trade that we're looking at right now. I think we are going to
What are you
see...
talking about? It's a quiet second round. There have been 4 picks, and 2 of them were traded.
Yeah, but the second round, we see alerts every couple seconds, like picks that aren't just on the clock. Like usually we see more stuff like happening already, like this team's gonna buy this pick. So I'm expecting
the Suns already made 4 picks today. Or sorry, 4 trades today.
Yeah.
To go get the guy they drafted at 31.
Now guys,
By far, Rusher Fleming, by far the best guy available day 2.
it's we got Bogalajub Markovic. That's the guy I want now, just off that name alone. Javen Small, someone who the Knicks have been linked to in the past. Cam Jones, people are a fan of, but he's a guard. We are a guard-heavy team. I don't expect them to trade out of the draft. A team that's that close to the second apron, you want a very cheap contract like this. You're not going to get a cheaper contract than the NBA draft, like a cheaper long-term deal. So I do think the Knicks are drafting someone tonight. I'd be really surprised if they didn't. Philly is on the clock right now at 35. We are yet to see if there's been any moves for this pick.
Philly's still
like
their clock should be up. It's not showing. I'm not seeing their timer or the picks in at all.
It's also important to note that often on the draft, what we see is a situation where effectively you see a guy get picked and then like right after, it's like this person's been traded. So even if we don't see it happen before and they're putting on a different hat or whatever, which they're probably not going to do because most of them aren't going to be there, but for the most part, what we're going to see is someone could be wearing a hat that's not going to be the team that they play for at the end of the day.
Well, no, you just got to pay attention to the bottom left. It says the big square is the team that originally owned the pick, and there's going to be a smaller box above them if the pick has been traded in, the trade has been agreed upon, and then Shams or Mark Tatum will come out like 30 minutes later and announce it, and everyone in the crowd already knows. They have to get rid of that, by the way. It doesn't make any sense that players have already been traded and they're coming out wearing a different team's hat. Like, why?
Yeah, Adam Silver should announce it right as it happens because he knows it happens. It's just a finalization thing that should probably be done away with. But right now, Adu Tiero, someone who the Knicks worked out, the highest ranked prospect that the Knicks worked out, is the second ranked prospect on Jay Billis' board right now. I wouldn't be shocked if we're going to see a trade up happen pretty soon. Just based on the fact that I do think they're going to trade into the 30s in some sense.
Yeah. Chris, the New York Knicks actually had to forfeit due to tampering pick 56 tonight. They tampered with Jalen Brunson. You think that was worth it?
No. I think we should have just had a 56th pick instead. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's something that you can't really regret, like, at all because we got Jalen Brunson out of it. So it is what it is. Totally worth trading those 2 second-round picks because that's effectively what we did there. But,
all right, wait, he's announcing it now.
Matt, you're our official draft announcer.
Yeah.
What do we got here?
Janai Broom, Auburn, the best player from Auburn, the big man. Did not expect to see him going this early. People didn't like him because of his traits. Obviously, really, really good basketball player. Was the runner-up for National Player of the Year, which is so funny. Was watching number 1 ranked Auburn. The announcers talked about him like he was the National Player of the Year favorite, and just acted like Cooper Flagg didn't exist.
One of my favorite parts of this draft thus far is how Brian Windhorst said that he'd been talking to people who were making fun of the Nets draft room for the moves they made. Oh no, our draft picks. Ooh.
No, because he was making fun of them because they watched them play 5 two-way players, and now they have 4 picks in the 20s. And he said the two-way players might be just as good as those draft picks.
Well, also the guy who they picked 8th overall, Ego? Wow. Igor, he was not even supposed to be in the first round on some draft board, so this was an insane reach for the Nets right now. But yeah.
We got to remember, these teams are not picking off of consensus boards. Every team has their own board. Think about the craziest mock draft that you saw. Any team's draft board can be that crazy, and that's how we get crazy reaches like that in the draft.
True.
All right, so, dude, they are stretching this out so far. Each team has like 4 minutes to make a pick, and I don't know how they are stretching this out as far as they are. Which you kind of got to understand when they make it into a 2-day thing, when it does not have to be more than a 1-day thing. But
it should be a 1-day event.
Yeah, Brooklyn is on the clock. It's going to the T-Wolves.
Look, I want to see right now, as R&B show said, would like to get a local kid, Jameer Watkins, defensive and good shooter. It's one of the reasons why I like Kobe Berra so much, man. He's from Washington Heights. Get a New Yorker onto this team. From there, elite shooting.
Said one sentence about the Nets.
Yeah, literally. Just mentioned, hey, guess what was funny? Something that had to do with the picks we traded.
Oh, I actually completely forgot about that whole conversation. All right, Chris, who do you think the Timberwolves are taking here?
Right now, the Timberwolves. Well, Maxime Reynaud is at the top of the board right now. But they don't need a big man. So we could be looking at a Thiero situation, adding another defender onto this team. I'm scared because I want Berra really badly. Like he's or Barea, I should not Beret, Berra.
Thiero?
No, I don't want to do. I don't want to do Thiero.
Yeah.
I don't.
You want Brea.
Yeah, I want
There
Brea.
we go. There we go.
Because I just think. I think what this team needs is shooting. I think you need a sharpshooter for this team. They don't have one. They need just a knockdown three-point shooter. And the Lakers are acquiring the number 36 pick in the NBA draft from Minnesota. So right now what we're seeing is the Lakers moved up for someone. My guess is that this is going to be Raynaud because it's the big man.
It's 1,000,000,000% for Maxime Raynaud.
Yeah, it's the only thing that makes sense.
There's 0% chance this is not for Maxime. There it is. That's why they're taking so long to make that pick.
Yep.
Pick is in.
We are going to see this trade go down.
Yeah, I see R&B. R&B show wants Jameer Watkins for shooting, which we definitely do need shooting.
Yeah, I'd be fine with Jameer Watkins as well.
Nope, they just trade up for Thiero.
Really? Very interesting.
Thiero. Wow.
They like Thiero. They're probably going to move Rui Hachimura.
We just pronounced his name 3 separate ways.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I mean, I'm sure we got the chance to move up. We don't know what, or Chris, what did you see what the actual return was that LA gave up to move to get that?
The most recent trade?
Yeah, for 36. Did you see what they traded to get up there?
Was this the one that just happened, you mean?
The Lakers trade that just happened 4 seconds ago. What did they trade?
I'm checking right now. It is not said.
All right, Calvin is unhappy that Janai Broome went to the 76ers. Not super worried about that. They already have PG there and Embiid. When they're healthy, they're certainly going to be keeping Janai Broome off the floor. I mean, people are worried about Broome because, yes, he's tall, like some post moves, but the talk about him is he's not going to be athletic enough to actually make a name for himself in the NBA. When you join the NBA and everyone's just insanely athletic, although he does have great footwork, and he's a great finisher around the basket. So I do think he was underrated in the pre-draft process. I mean, I was seeing big boards having him ranked as an undrafted player that had him outside of the top 56 or outside of the top 55, and I disagreed with. But where he got drafted in the early 30s here was a little bit of a reach for me with Janai Broome.
Yeah, I mean, what we're seeing right now is the Lakers traded number 45 in cash to the Timberwolves. That's a similar thing to what I think the Knicks are going to do. I think they're just going to trade their pick in cash considerations for a better pick. Just effectively buy a draft pick right here. And
so did the Lakers make 2 trades? Did they go from 55 to 45 and then 45 to 36?
Yes, by just using cash considerations effectively. Which is what I expect the Knicks to do here. I think they're going to use cash considerations.
So where do cash considerations come from?
You just effectively send the team money. This is
no, I know, but does it come from Dolan's pocket?
Yeah.
Does it come from Dolan's pocket?
Yes.
Okay.
So it doesn't affect the salary cap. It's just they just give him money. The organization just gets money.
Yeah, I want to. Did Ace Bailey really request a trade? I haven't seen that.
No.
It wouldn't be the most shocking news in the world, but I didn't see that. Oh, I misread Eugene Chris's comment. I thought he said Knicks have a good coach and a good bench. I was like, we don't have a coach.
Dude, it's all right. I'll coach. But they need a good coach and a good bench. That LA went from 55 to 36 for just cash. That's literally cheating. It's not cheating. It's called buying draft picks, and it's what I want to see the Knicks do. I want to see them start buying picks. Use that money.
Does that affect the aprons at all, Chris?
No, this has nothing to do with salary cap.
Yeah, I didn't think so. So Monkey, wrench built does not touch the salary cap.
Yeah,
it's literally just money from Dolan's pocket, which it's a little unfortunate that that's allowed. I would like to see every single team have a equal footing, but it is what it is. We'll follow the rules. They absolutely can. They are deciding not to right now.
Yeah, I don't know why they're not. I think they will. I just expect them to. This is a rich team. They're second richest basketball team in the NBA outside of the Warriors. So.
I was going to say number 1, the Warriors, yeah.
Yeah.
Or Shouldn't number one be the Clippers?
No, like when it comes to value. I like Steve.
Yeah,
Yes, they're the
but
richest. They're the
don't
richest, but I was thinking valuable wise.
yeah,
Dolan's
okay.
not the
Well,
second
no.
richest
Oh,
owner.
yes, yeah, yeah. But I think in terms of cash
In
considerations,
terms of
tradable
this,
cash
yeah.
considerations, the Clippers have to be the number one.
The Clippers have the most money,
All right.
but the Knicks. Bray is not a good choice. His defense needs work. Watkins is a good defender and is long. Brunson is small. Plus Watkins is a slasher. Which we don't really have as well. I mean, yeah, for sure. I'm not against Watkins. I just desperately want a shooter who's like an elite shooter who we know is going to pan out that way. I think it's something they need. They do have some slashing ability. OG's work with back cuts is incredible. Obviously, it's something they need to address, and I do know for a fact they will be addressing it in the offseason. Why did we not move up? We still have plenty of time to move up. So we got Bogalajub. Big Bogalajub, as we're going to call him right now.
Oh, Chaz Lanier is the Pistons pick. Chaz Lanier, guard out of Tennessee.
Alrighty then.
Not a player I was interested in. That's such like a bleh player to me. Like I feel like ceiling's not that high. Floor is, acceptable. I'm not really sure what they're
This
looking
is
at
not.
that pick.
It's also not unfair that the Lakers are doing this. Any team has the ability to do this. It's just they did. It was good. That's just good management. We literally could have had pick 36. Yeah, I mean we could have, but the Knicks decided not to do it for one reason or another.
I mean, if the Knicks scouts decide that the players here are the same as the players are going to be able to get later, then why would you waste the money?
Yeah, what my guess is they know where they have to trade up to. Pretty much have the idea down of where they're going to be trading up to. It's a matter of actually just waiting it out till you get there.
And it is unfair, but it's not unfair for us. It's definitely a lot more unfair for the other smaller market teams.
Yeah, but everyone buys picks. Like, this is a common thing that we see is teams usually just buy picks. Like, even I've seen all types of teams like do it. Everyone has the money to do it. Sanford. Chaz Lanier, Jerry West Award recipients. Dude, this is I'm trying to see the big board again. I want the NBA draft to put up the big board again because I want to be able to read it out.
Well, I can read it out.
Yeah,
it's according to ESPN, which I imagine is going to be the same one. It's Raynaud 1, Jameer Watkins, Florida State 2, Alex Tui 3. That is your guy Bogalajib. What's his first name? What's his name?
I'm just going by the last name. Tyrese Proctor's 2 right now. Interesting.
Markovich. Yeah, and then Rocco Zakarsky is on ESPN website. Yeah, Proctor's going to go off the board pretty soon here. 6'4". You love tall guards, and he can shoot. And he went crazy in March Madness. So when the lights are bright, he steps up. Love to see that. The lights will definitely be bright in New York, and we're going to be playing playoff games, so that matters in New York a lot as well.
The Knicks did not sign Bol, by the way, for anyone reading the comments. That did not happen. You can't even sign players till till July 1st. So, no, in fact.
Do you have any idea who the Knicks are going to sign?
Did I tell you last night?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say right now. One day I could say I know who they're going. Also, it's not a guarantee that those players are going to.
Good. Oh, great one. I was gonna say that amount of players.
Yeah, no, those guys. Those are their targets, and they believe they're gonna get them, but we can't say who they are yet. I don't know when we can.
All right, selection is Cam Jones, Marquette, 6'3". If you like short people, there's a shorter person. As Raynaud continues to fall down the draft board here.
We need a wing.
He's going to Indiana. So.
Oh, his pick is getting moved.
Yep. Lanier, good shooter, not the one we're looking for. I don't know. Zakai Ziegler. How tall? I think Zakai Ziegler, the point guard, is like 5'8", but he's from Long Island, so. And he's also not in the draft. Or if he is in the draft, he's not getting drafted.
Has Leon ever traded up for a pick? I feel like in the instancy. Imagine it's insane. Yeah. I'm checking out Twitter right now, seeing everything that's going to happen. I'm looking through it all right now.
Wait, so I know teams that are in the second apron can't trade cash considerations,
Yes.
but I'm looking it up, not seeing anything about
The
not being
first.
able about giving away cash considerations, putting you into the second apron. I'm not seeing that.
Um, it has nothing to do. Like, you won't get put in the second apron by giving away cash considerations because it has nothing to do with your salary cap. That's what the second apron is the amount of salary you're paying. And cash considerations don't come from salary. What
Six
position?
three is short. I'm cooked, guys. The point guards in the finals: Halliburton 6'6", Shea Gilgeous-Alexander 6'6", or is Halliburton 6'5"?
He's 6'5", but same thing.
So yeah,
How much
6'5",
does Grimes
6'6".
want a
Those are
year?
what the guards are doing. We need tall guards because Josh Hart is getting mossed and Jalen Brunson is little and can't grow.
Yeah. To fancy Mortimer,
Mortimer, okay,
Mortimer,
Meyer.
um,
To fancy Brockmeyer.
fancy Brockmeyer. How much does Grimes want a year? Sign Grimes for $12 to $15 million. We do not have that much money to spend, sir. We have the mid-level exception, which is around $6 million. That is what we can pay.
Is
Five
that
point
close to the
seven
veterans
million
minimum?
dollars. The veterans minimum is like in the 3-ish area. So the Knicks have a little bit more than a veteran minimum to sign a player to. There's a few names they'll go for. And it's going to be all over the place. It's not going to be like a center, probably, just based off the fact that you do have Towns, you have Mitch, you have Huckporty. You do have some bigs. They have guards as well, or they have more guards and bigs than anything else. I want to see them get wings and forwards onto this team one way or another. That's the thing that they need most. I would absolutely love that. Trade up for Kobe Bryant. We want Kobe. Yes, we do. Starting to sound like whatever Mitch and Bridges make combines going out in a three-way trade. They're not going to keep trading away those 2-for-1 deals though, just because it does take a lot out of you, and you're paying so much money, you become so top heavy. I really don't think either Mitch or Bridges is going to get traded, but we are going to see what happens. It's very possible they do. I just think they're going to try to run it back next year. We need size and we cannot depend on Deuce and Shamet to help OG and Mikal every time they're small. Absolutely. Grimes is not worth $15 million. Come on now. Grimes is going to get paid somewhere around that money. And regardless, the Knicks can't afford it. He's going back to Philadelphia because they have his bird rights. And they can afford him without going into the second apron. And even if they did, they'd move someone else to get out of it.
All right, so one more thing about the apron. People on Reddit are agreeing with our comment section here saying you can't enter the second apron if you send out cash considerations, but according to AI on Google, when you look it up, saying that's not a thing. So still not confident either way with that.
I'm telling you for a fact, you cannot enter the second apron off cash considerations.
No, we're not saying that. We're saying once you send out cash considerations, you can't enter the second apron after that.
Oh, yeah, you can't.
So there we go. That's what we're saying.
That's absolutely true.
Not that anyone would ever want to enter the second apron,
Yeah.
but yeah. Second apron is so good for the league, by the way.
It's an excellent thing for the NBA. Grimes is 100% worth 20 plus. I think unless he gets an offer sheet from somewhere else, he'll be signing for less than 25 per year. That's my guess.
There's no way he's going 25.
Yeah, like also that's a lot of money for a guy who's still off his rookie contract. Like it's not like the normal veteran contract you're getting where you've been in the league for 10 years and you can get 50 mil per year if you wanted. It's a lot less than that.
Definitely trust an AI on basketball. The has access to pretty much every basketball rule book there is, and I don't.
You should change that.
Yeah, I wish I could change that. I wish I could. All right, Chris.
I
So,
do.
Toronto Raptors probably whiffing this pick the way they whiffed taking Colin Murray's broil over come on Malawatch.
Let's see. What are they doing here? Colin Murray.
Elijah Martin is the Florida guy who absolutely postered two people in, I think it was the semifinals or the quarterfinals of March Madness. This guy can jump out the gym. Can he do a whole lot else? Not really, but he's got crazy hops, which means higher potential. So I can understand why they would want to go ahead and select that player. What I don't understand is why Reynaud is still on the board.
I don't understand why Reynaud's on the board either. Yeah, I saw Quentin Grimes play at the end of the season. At the end of the season, when there's teams that are tanking, they usually often play guys who end up outperforming what they're doing because they're the focus of an offense. When you're the focus of an offense and teams aren't ready for that, it takes them 2 months to game plan. We've seen Quentin Grimes break out and look like this before and then revert back. I'm not exactly sure that any team is going to be convinced that now it's different. In fact, I think the 76ers are going to re-sign him. And because of that, I think what we're going to see is this Knicks team continue to not pay any guys like that because they don't have the money to. And also, I just don't see Grimes being a guy worth $25 million. That's not much lower than the max contract for guys coming off their rookie contracts. And I just don't expect Grimes to be anywhere. What team has money? What team has money? The Nets?
Dude,
they're the one team with money.
Congrats, Raptors. You might win a dunk contest.
You might win a dunk contest.
That's pretty funny.
Knicks clear Celtics. I don't think you're understanding me. What team has money? Who has money? How many teams have money in free agency this year? How many teams have a positive, have a salary cap that you could offer max money? How many teams? One. It's one team. It's the Brooklyn Nets. And they're purposely already eating salaries. They already started doing it. They took on that Terrence Mann contract. Why? Because they want as many draft picks as possible because they're a rebuilding team. They're not going out there and they're not signing anybody. And also, the Sixers just match an offer sheet regardless, but that's not the point. They're not going to spend $25 million per year on Quentin Grimes because what's the point in doing that for them? They want money next year as well. 15 teams are going to have max money next year. It's a completely different ballgame this year. This offseason is not going to be full of max signings or of players leaving their teams. That's just not what's going to happen. He averaged 22, 5, and 5 in Philly. People do this after. This happens all the time with players.
Philly was terrible. Like, they had nobody. Like, that's
good players perform better on bad teams when they haven't been game planned for all season and they randomly show up halfway through. He's worth $25 million. I would not pay Quentin Grimes $25 million. You just don't have to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, because also, he's not worth it because how is he worth it if one team can pay that? And they probably wouldn't do it anyway. How is anyone worth it? It means they're not. I'm sorry, that's what that means because there's no money in free agency.
The market dictates what your value is.
Yeah.
And if no one's offering you $25 million, it means you're not worth $25 million.
No
you're
one
worth
even
whatever
can
the market
offer him
dictates
that
you're worth.
Yeah. He's worth exactly what the Philadelphia 76ers decide he's worth because they're the only team that can actually afford more than a mid-level exception. And what's the top mid-level exception? Around $12 million. So 25 is not happening.
I mean, I could see him getting more than 12 million. Like,
I think he will. I'm not saying he's getting 12 million. I think the Raptors, the 76ers are going to pay him somewhere around that $16, $17 million range, which is a good contract. But look, there's no teams with money in free agency, so why would anyone else offer him money? Let's look at some players making $25 million. You are not understanding what I'm saying here, brother. You are not.
It's like if someone put up 25 points per game on the Wizards, we don't care. You know that once they get traded off the Wizards, they're not doing that on a real team.
It's also he did this for 2 months. We're acting like he did this for a year.
And it was when Paul George and Embiid weren't playing.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, he doesn't understand what I'm sorry.
Make him understand, Chris.
I'm sorry. Knicks clear Celtics. You're not. Paul George is making $50 million. Paul George has been in the NBA for 15 years. His max contract value is so much higher than a guy who's been in the NBA for 4 years.
Chris, do you know how much IQ is making right now?
IQ's making around $30 million per year.
It's like $32 million. That's
Raptors. What were they gonna do? Not pay him?
That's
the problem.
A ton of money for IQ, man.
Raptors had no choice.
That's a ton of money, man.
But I'm saying he's almost an all-star talent. He's
got
to prove it for a year. Also, 22, 5, and 5 is not an all-star in this NBA right now, especially in this BS new format where it's going to be USA versus World for no reason. He's not worth it. Grimes for 20 mil is a steal. We'll see. We'll see when he's at the very best the third option on the 76ers next year.
Dude, the worst all-star this year was like who? Trae Young, Julius Randle, Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
Like, that's the bottom of the roster. That's the bottom of the East. Or that's the bottom of one roster. The other one's Leonard, PG, and Cat. Which one of those guys is he close to? Is
Cat's not
Grimes
towards the
close to?
bottom. Cat was an all-star starter.
No. I was reading. They have him as a reserve. Am I?
Cat was
Yeah,
a
I know he was.
starter.
I know he's the East starter. Was he a reserve for LeBron's team?
Probably.
Because why? Yeah, why does NBA.com have him? So what I did is I went to the roster and scrolled down to the bottom. But no, the worst guys are probably Trae Young is definitely the worst one. So I mean, is Quentin Grimes close to Trae Young? I don't think so.
No. What is going on with Moses Brown? Can we keep him? He's for real, and he's cheap. He's a free agent this year, so any team can sign Moses Brown. The Knicks do like Moses Brown. I imagine there is a world where they'd sign him, but it's also a matter of can they financially? Are they going to spend that money on another big man? Are they going to?
We got another draft pick. Micah Peavy out of Georgetown is heading to the Pelicans via the Washington Wizards.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know who that was.
Grimes being younger than Tyler Hero has absolutely nothing to do with one person being better than another.
Well, we know who's better than those
Also,
guys.
Grimes is just not as good as Tyler Hero by any sense. So Tyler Hero was just the leading scorer on a team that did, in fact,
No, it's different. It's different with T.J. Warren. T.J. Warren got hot for like a month. He wasn't playing on a terrible team.
R.J. Barrett makes around $27 million a year. Who would you sign for that? Oh my. Man, I'm gonna lose my mind, man. No teams have money except for the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets don't value Quentin Grimes at $27 million per year. Want to know who they also don't value at $27 million per year? R.J. Barrett. It's why they didn't trade for him.
All right, Chris. Which one would you rather have? All right, basically, he's saying who's better, R.J. Barrett or Quentin Grimes?
Grimes is way easier to put on a team. 100%. Because you could hit threes. Grimes will always be underrated and underpaid and is understated, but good. Yeah,
Dude,
I feel like the
I'm
Moses
starting
Brown
to
hype came and went.
Dude, I'm starting to lose track of. Quentin Grimes is not an elite talent. If Quentin Grimes is an elite talent to you, you have a bad definition of what an elite talent is.
I'm just waiting for the Knicks to make a trade here, man. I really am.
I'm waiting for people to make picks. Dude, they are milking this second round, dude. Like, these guys are not impactful enough to be taking an entire night to draft them.
Yeah, this is getting insane.
Like, should we go to last year? Like, someone was, like, complaining about the side talks. He's like, talk about who's getting drafted. And I wanted to say, no one is getting drafted. They're taking over 4 minutes per pick. It's insane. And then when the guy does get picked, it's some guy who was 16th on the list of best players available.
And it's also one of these situations where, at the end of the day, what we're seeing is the 40-some-odd pick in the NBA draft. Like, these guys, we're hitting the area of bench. We're in the area. We're not hitting it. We're in the area of bench.
I mean, I don't know if we are. I'm not confident that we are. These players are not locks to do anything. Ever since you get out of the top 15, you're already bench players.
Yeah, I'm looking for the Knicks to make a deal here. Thus far.
Oh! My bad, Godflow. Someone was talking about bubble TJ Warren. I didn't realize he was asking, is there any chance that TJ Warren becomes a force off the bench for the Knicks? I would say close to zero. Chris, what do you think?
I don't think TJ Warren wants to sign with the Knicks because he left the Westchester Knicks after he didn't get signed. When the Knicks signed PJ Tucker, TJ Warren left the Westchester Knicks. So I don't expect the Knicks to sign Warren. I don't think Warren wants to play for the Knicks because I think he was pretty much guaranteed a roster spot that he didn't get. So, at the end of the day, what we're seeing is just a situation where TJ Warren's he's just not going to end up with the Knicks. Like, he's just not. There's no way around it. He might find his way back to the NBA, but because of what happened with the whole thing, I really don't see it going down like this. All right, real quick, we are going to go to this solo screen for a bit and chop it up. Matt will be back in a moment, so we're going to get that going. And look, guys, what are we thinking with this draft? Are the Knicks moving up? Because everything I've heard, they're going to move up. TJ is done with the Knicks. Yeah, he's done with the Knicks because that whole situation went poor. VJ Edgecombe, member of the 76ers. I'm curious how that pick will work out for them, where he's going to play on that team. It'll be interesting to see what the Knicks decide to do with this draft, though, because I do think they're going to want to pay someone, or rather than not pay someone very much money. So you get that second-round pick, you get a cheap contract. I still want Kobe Bryant. I still think he is the move for this Knicks team, 1,000%. It just makes so much sense to me that the Knicks would get a shooter, or just I expect if the Knicks do end up making a move, if they do trade up for someone or whoever they draft, what I'm expecting is the Knicks to fully just sort of dive in to an older guy like usual. Matt, do you think they'd pick an older guy?
The Knicks?
Yeah. Do we think we'll see the pattern continue?
I mean, I wouldn't rule it out. They have lower ceilings, but we are looking for guys who can contribute to the roster right now when we're in our competing window. So I would not rule it out, not for a second.
I could see Leon trades this pick and just not draft at all. If they feel like they could get a good enough value for it. But I just don't think
that's what I am. I am a supporter of that strategy. Because then you can throw that into a trade. I know you want to. Dude,
I think they should. I still think they will too.
I still feel like the main factor pushing people into wanting to trade up is boredom. I'm just gonna straight up say it. There's not a guy that I'm looking at and be like, oh, we need him. Like, just, I think it's boredom.
I think it's more, we think it's worth trading up in the draft to get this guy. I mean, it's kind of an assessment that's been made. They're like, well, we see value here to make a trade.
Well, it's not we, it's I. Because you're saying you want to trade up for Kobe Bryant specifically. No, well, yeah, but you can't just be like, trade up for that guy. You don't know for a fact that they have a guy they want to trade up for. So you can't tell them.
You're saying my perspective.
Well, I'm saying that's why you want to trade up. You can't say the move is for the Knicks to trade up because they see someone. You don't know they see someone.
I imagine the Knicks, well, if a team trades up, they absolutely see something. I want to see them trade up because they desperately need a cheap contract. And once you hit that 50s range, you're looking at two ways. So I want to see the Knicks pick someone who they're not going to put on a two-way contract and they're going to have a cheap deal, so they effectively don't have to look anywhere. They basically get a little bit of a break.
Oh, Kobe Bryant, the Suns.
I knew it. I knew he was going to go to the Suns.
Dude,
the Suns just don't have enough shooting guards.
No, the Suns are actually killing this draft. You saw what they did yesterday? They got
all those moves, yeah.
Trade for Mark Williams and drafted Kamon Malawach. So they have two Duke centers. All right, so who is our best shooting guy here? I mean, Reynaud is still there. He's not a shooter, but if you're looking for shooting, Jameer Watkins, I'm being told, is a shooter. He's a career 32.5% three-point shooter, which is not fantastic, but definitely gets worse than that.
Yeah, the Suns looking like they'll keep Brea. There goes that.
No, the Suns are definitely
I don't know why the Suns keep drafting the same friggin' position and just continue to add shooters all the time.
They didn't. That's the first shooter they drafted today.
Look at the team that they have. Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, Jalen Green, Grayson Allen. They have 75 shooting guards. The Phoenix shooting guards.
Dude, they got some defense now.
Do they?
Yeah. Kamon Malawach is going to be a superstar.
I guess they have Malawach and Dylan Brooks, who's also kind of a shooting guard in a lot of ways. He's another wing. The Phoenix wings out here. It's insane. If I were Brad, like, you kidding me?
Acceptance on Beal. They didn't accept that they have to. I mean, no one's trading for Beal. That's the problem.
Beal also has a. Beal has a no trade clause.
This is bias. Chris wanted Brea, so that's why he's pissed that the Suns got him.
Well, the Suns are stupid. Objectively, they're a stupid team. Why the hell would you keep adding the same thing over and over and over and over again? Why do you have...
I'm okay with this because I hate it when they sign for big money the same thing over and over again. But when it is a dart throw like this, I'm perfectly fine with it.
Yeah, but look at this team. Devin Booker, Jalen Green, Grayson Allen. Why would you draft Kobe Bryant? Bradley Beal, Dylan Brooks. Your team is just wings. It's just wings. It's their whole team.
Yep. Yep. So the news is they are looking at rerouting Jalen Green from the Rockets trade.
Yeah, I'm curious if they're actually going to do that. I'm a little
Me too.
skeptical.
Me too.
Yep, and the Kings will be
Spectacle.
drafting Raynaud with the 42nd pick in the 2025 NBA draft. So
You
that's
you
who
got
they're
that
going there. Yeah,
from where? Where'd you see that?
from my own very prediction.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. At some point, he's got to get picked. I definitely didn't look at Michael
Yeah.
Scott's Twitter.
All right. So I'm thinking. All right. I just hope we don't, dude. Eric Dixon's the guy I've seen mocked us so many times. A 6'8" is not tall enough to be a center. Not interested in that.
They just want assets, and they're going to make moves by the deadline, showcasing their rookies. Beal can't be traded. Yeah, Beal just cannot be moved because he's not going to be moved. What are you laughing at?
It's something in the comments. Yeah. No, I mean, Yeah, I was gonna say you can never have enough shooting, and that's what I was saying they had too much shooting, but now they got Malawach and Mark Williams. Now they have that defense a lot better. Like I'm perfectly fine with that pick. I think it's a smart pick. I think it's one of the best guys available. I think
No,
they
I think
already
they
got
picked
a
one of
lot
the
of.
best guys available. It's redundant as hell. Why didn't they look at any point guards?
I mean, you know me, Chris. I'm all about drafting best player available. So even if it is redundant, I'm making that pick, and I respect the GM for doing it.
I think their GM's an idiot. He
So
traded
if
Kevin Durant for Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks.
they
What
won
kind
the
of
trade,
blockhead?
they won the trade.
He got offered Dante DiVincenzo, Rudy Gobert, and draft capital, and said
That
no.
That was a better trade. The
Yeah,
trade
so
they
they're a
made,
dumb
the
team. They're a dumb
Suns won the
franchise.
trade. The Suns won the trade that they made.
Can you list your favorite prospects for the Knicks? Let's look at the board. They're going to show the board
Yeah.
again in a second.
So Jameer Watkins is number one for guards. Watkins, I mean Proctor's not. He's a skinny dude.
Yeah,
There is a
Tyrese
seven
Proctor's
footer
got
there.
potential to it.
Vlad Golden from Michigan is a 7 footer. How tall is Zakarsky? I can't even find him on the list, dude. Oh, here he is. Rocco Zakarsky, 7'3". We're starting to reach the point where I have zero idea who the Knicks are going to draft.
Yeah, I think you either become a draft guru or you know
Oh,
one or two things about these players.
wait, Chris. So I forgot to tell you, KD, they were moving towards trading to the T-Wolves, and then he, gave off the implication that he didn't want to go to the
Well, then
Timberwolves.
sucks to be
That's why the
KD.
T-Wolves backed off. That's
Well,
no,
sucks to-
that's why they backed off.
No, the Timberwolves still offered the trade.
I don't believe that.
I'm telling you, they offered the trade. It came out that they offered Rudy Gobert, Dante DiVincenzo, and draft capital. We need a real shooting guard, especially with Bridges going. I don't think that Mikal Bridges is getting traded personally. I think that's becoming a bit overblown now. I
That's
think
definitely getting overblown.
it's you look at the team. Both my guys didn't get drafted back. Kevin Durant doesn't get to decide where he wants to go. Like if I'm the GM, I don't care. About
Yes,
Kevin
he
Durant.
does. Yes, he
Why?
does.
Does he even no
because
trade clause?
He's only there. No, he is under contract for 1 year, and he's not going to re-sign with them.
Because that's
So he's not
totally
gonna
stopped
re-sign.
teams before. That always
It's
stops.
not. It's
teams,
not good process.
historically.
It's not good process. But all your eggs in one basket for 1 year is a awful way to run a team. It worked
Yeah,
for the
'cause
Raptors. It's a bad idea.
Would have worked for the Thunder real well. Paul George.
Who did?
Paul George tried to. Paul George.
Paul George?
Teams
What
do
you're
this.
saying? Because they traded him for SGA?
No, because they traded for Paul George when he had 1 year left on his contract. He re-signs on a 5-year deal, and they end up turning that into an NBA championship.
Dude, no. But it's different with Paul George because Kevin Durant told them he wasn't going to re-sign, and Paul George re-signed with the Thunder.
Paul George told the Thunder that he was going to go to LA.
I mean, all right, just trade for an MVP. Like if that was a realistic thing that people could do, they would do it. That's not the process isn't good enough there.
I think it's absolute insane. He literally said it. They agreed. He said it after being traded. He did not want to go. Yeah, he said he didn't want to go. I don't think that should stop teams from trying to trade for someone. Because people re-sign all the time after that stuff.
Dude, Knicks Clear Celtics called me a hype merchant, and I will say it proudly.
That you are.
Look at the teams. Look at I'm becoming
height matters.
in this draft specifically. Starting now, going forwards, I'm becoming a hype merchant. That's how you do it. Look at the Pacers. Look at their guards. They're so tall. Look at the best team in college basketball. They ain't win, but they were the best team. Duke, their guards are humongous every single year. That's what they're changing to.
It's statistically
accurate.
That's how you win. Like, statistically, height helps. It's basketball. Like, in a general sense, it just happens. Are there any good 2 backup guards? What do you mean height? What do you mean height matters? Yeah, and Shea is Shea's
not 6'4.5".
Yeah, he's taller than that.
He's 6'6".
Yep. Height just clearly does matter. Like there's no doubt about it.
If you say height doesn't matter, I worry that you have not played basketball even on the level of the playground.
It's one of those things where it's blatantly obvious that you need to be tall. That like taller players. Like, when's the last time someone not named Steph Curry was 6'3" and the best player on a championship team that's not Jalen Brunson next season? Like, it's one of those things. Like, you never really see. Just height is not something that's huge, or something that is huge.
And
Sorry.
you got to draft it because you can't teach it. All right, we got to pick.
Yeah,
we got to pick.
We got something.
Go to the Wizards.
The Knicks are currently scheduled to select. This was a while ago. 2 of the 5 names that are off the board for the Knicks. From James Edwards.
All right, there goes Watkins from Florida State. He is now on the Washington Wizards. R.I.P. to that young man's career. We salute you, sir. But it's over for bro.
Something to mention, shout out Knicks Feed, friend of the channel. He did mention Tyrese Proctor from Duke is a CAA client and still available. We know how the Knicks like their CAA guys.
I'm worried about I got some concerns with Proctor, although he does have a lot of stuff that I do like. He's like a catch and shoot type of guy who could fit in pretty well. His ball handling isn't elite, but it will, even at the NBA level, he'll get away with it. And Rajon Rondo did not play in the modern NBA. Oh.
Because he sort of did towards the very end. When he was on the Lakers and the Cavs.
He didn't play my modern NBA circa June 21st, 2025. But in all seriousness, though, the NBA with the new second apron is going in a completely different direction with deeper teams.
Yeah.
Get guys who can run really fast, enough guys who can shoot, and get tall guys.
It's just completely anti-super team, which is awesome. It's good for the sport. Like, the fact that there's been a different champion 7 straight years is great for basketball. It's great for fans. It's great for basketball. It makes you believe.
All right. I was talking about every height I've mentioned so far has been with shoes on. So I've been talking about with shoes on.
Like the way they play basketball.
Knicks Clear Celtics would want to take off the player's shoes.
Whoa. Tyrese Proctor, 6'5" guard. Shot 40%, 40.5% from 3 on nearly 6 attempts per game in his junior season in college. Also did 3 years at school, so he's 21 years old. If I had to take a guess right now on who the Knicks... Tyrese Proctor feels like a decent gamble. He definitely can...
He is becoming more and more and more likely.
Matt, what's your breakdown as a Duke fan on Tyrese Proctor?
That's what I said. He's where he's probably going to fit in is going to be as a catch and shoot shooting guard. His ball handling is going to be good enough where he can bring it up, but it's not going to be anything crazy. And his ceiling isn't insanely high, but I do think he is going to remind people of Jared McCain. And a lot of it is because of the hair and the school that he comes from. But he's going to be like a Jared McCain. I would say Jared McCain light, but I had no idea Jared McCain was going to be this good in the league. So he really could be something like a Jared McCain. That's the best comp I have for him.
Just play style, all that. That makes sense. We could work with that. I do think during a draft observation, can anyone really trust college stats? I mean, I think shooting numbers to a degree. Obviously, the three-point shot is longer in the NBA. But I think it does matter, specifically more than anything. What I think matters is free throw shooting, because that will carry over. And free throw shooting is a good measurement on how someone's going to shoot the ball. He did shoot 68% unlimited free throw attempts, which is a bit worrisome that his free throw also regressed over time. He his best
So
year he shot 87%, then went 75, then 68. So that's something we should be aware of.
I am a big fan of saying forget about the stats and watch the film. The problem is me and Chris did not watch the film of all 70 players who were getting drafted tonight. So
59, but yeah.
well, no, I mean all the 70 guys who could have been drafted.
Oh, gotcha.
Because like, if you could nail all the people getting drafted tonight, Chris, I would have tremendous. I
can't.
I would have any respect for you at all.
Yeah, you gain respect for me finally after all these years.
More like John McCain, dead on a
More like John.
Oh, we got a pick. Thunder. No. And they're announcing all these trades that happened 45 minutes ago.
Oh, good. Now we know. It's not like they were tweeted out by the guy sitting at the table.
What's great is someone from the crowd always screams, "We know this already."
Oh, yeah. Tyrese Proctor also shares the same agent as OG Anunoby. As Chris Persianen mentioned, the Knicks have historically traded out when everyone on their short list is gone. If they can't trade up for someone they liked at a price that makes sense, they won't force themselves to draft someone they don't love. We'll see who's left at 50. I have never heard of the person who just got drafted by the Thunder. I have never.
I was going to say that. Brooks Barnhizer from Northwestern out of the Big Ten. Never heard of him.
Yo, Barnhizer. Big barn, dude.
Knicks clear Celtics. I
barnyard.
honestly, I think there's an argument. Malawash number 3 overall in the draft.
Whoa.
Not either two of the other guys.
I'm happy we
But
didn't
you gotta
trade
be good
for
on top of
Embiid.
it.
Yeah, same. I think Igor was a great pick. Hans and Malawash. What do you like about Igor? Knicks clear
Me?
Celtics. No,
Oh,
Knicks
okay.
clear Celtics.
I was gonna say,
Brittany got to restart. YouTube, that's what's happening.
yeah. Another saying it's just glitching a little bit, but I think we're still
shoot.
going strong. We're still going strong here.
Sorry about the glitches and the technical difficulties, everybody. Let's just agree to blame Matt. I don't really know why.
I'm not hosting it. Blame Chris.
Yeah, why'd you have to tell him that? Why'd you have to tell on me?
Dude,
Because I tried to frame you?
the newest Jets video, someone said you guys talk too much. I'm like, dude,
We
comes
should
to
sit there at the camera.
dude comes to a sports talk YouTube channel and complains that we're talking.
It's like, hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Jets Digest.
Yeah,
Thank you for
silent.
watching.
Do I not know Trey Johnson or VJ Edgecombe from Long Island? Shout out to VJ Edgecombe. VJ Edgecombe is not Kama Malawash, who's the next Joel Embiid. Classic Matt. No, I've started this agenda literally tonight, but I thank you.
Classic Matt. Most importantly, I trust Marks and the Nets organization. Have the Nets been good at drafting, though?
Well, they drafted. Well, no, they got
Cam Thomas is
they got
a great pick.
They got Jalen Brown with. Oh no, they got
No.
Jason Tatum. Oh no. Wait, they
drafted Colin Sexton, but then traded him for Kyrie. Nope, they didn't do that. They did end up getting Kyrie, in fairness, though. The Knicks and Nets are my two favorite teams. I'm like an inch away from starting Nets Digest. I don't even love the Nets, but just because. More importantly, I trust Marks and the Nets organization. The improvement, his footwork, or I think that's what he said. Shoot, I'm trying to find it. No, I can't find it. I think Igor was a great pick. Great passing ability, how fast he's improved. Apparently his workouts are really good. That's a fair reason. Jared Allen, LeVert. So it was Sean Marks, don't get me wrong, but it was a long time ago. Noah Clowney looks solid. What's his face? Nick Claxton. I just said what's his face about Nick Claxton. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, the Nets have been a solid drafting team. I was literally asking. Like, I wasn't saying, like, have they been and speculating. I'm just trying to think of guys. Nothing that's worked out swimmingly, but nothing that's been not at all bad. Like, they've picked, especially having late picks, the Nets have done well. No Nets Digest, that's a sellout move. I mean, we have a million Digest channels. They're not all mine. But, hey, I'm on Mets Digest sometimes.
D1 sellout. D1 sellout.
D1 making money. Making business moves now, too. We're big business guys now. I fought for both sides of the Civil War.
Who said that?
Fancy Mortimer.
This guy's
Mortimer.
probably my favorite commenter of the night, dude.
I'm loving his comments too, but I can't stop calling him Mortmeyer. It's just not his name. Yo, guys,
Oh,
leave a comment down below right now if you think that Matt should come make me a birthday cake because he didn't make me one yesterday on my birthday, and it really hurt my
dude,
feelings.
you were offered a birthday present if you were free on Sunday. I don't know if you saw that text.
Oh shoot, I don't know if I did.
Proctor. I mean, at this point in the draft, I mean, I was expecting Tyrese Proctor to be gone. That's why I was not rooting for him to go to us. I mean,
Is this in a group
6'4"
chat?
guard, 6'4" guard that can shoot. Kenora invited us to the game, the Yankees game, 1 o'clock on
Shoot.
Sunday. So, I mean, I thought it was gonna be Sion James was gonna be the Duke guy available, and I was gonna be all in on Sion James. Yeah,
It's gonna be a
Sam
rough
Presti would
morning
be a
for me.
phenomenal trade.
Sam Presti would be a phenomenal trade. Knicks clear Celtics. Shout out Fort Greene. I don't know why I said like I live there. I don't, but I like Fort Greene. Shout out.
Another trade.
The pick is in, Matt. We're coming up on the Knicks pick. Apparently, they did not trade up. They told us all the. My inside information was wrong. I was told the Knicks would be taking Kobe Bryant and trading up for him. This is what I was told. I've
Um,
been played the fool today.
all right, Rocco Zakarsky going to T-Wolves. That was
Interesting
someone
pick.
that I was, I was peeking at him. Just peeking at him. Dude, the highlights that they're showing
Great
are
tweet from
so much
DJ
fun.
Zulo on Twitter. Getting mad at Leon Rose for not trading up for a player you learned about yesterday will never not be funny.
Yeah,
It's me.
that's facts.
It's
So
just
that's
me
what I'm
right
saying.
now.
That's what I'm saying when I'm like, people are just getting bored. That's why they want to trade up. Just because we got to get something straight. Just because you trade up and draft someone higher, that doesn't mean he's better than the guys that you draft later.
No, the reason I wanted them to trade up is because I just want a cheap contract on the books. I want them to, and they might do that at 50 anyway. Like, there's a real world.
No, that
Or they're just going to make him a two-way player and sign McCullough to a full deal, which I think they're going to sign McCullough to a full deal anyway. They'll sign Beauchamp to a full deal.
the news wasn't fake. That was the plan at the time. The plan just changed.
Yeah.
Is Proctor a good defender? Yeah,
Yes.
he's pretty solid.
Yes.
Every guy coming out of Duke now is a good defender.
They
Unless
were-
unless you know it's a guy who is not a good defender. If you have to ask, just assume they are. All right, who do we have on the clock here?
You.
Oh, cool. I'll take Alex Tuhey.
Yo, there was this guy. This thing went viral. Probably some of you guys watching this have seen this on Twitter. Where it's this guy just predicting the 2017 NBA draft, and he goes, Markelle Fultz, star. Lonzo Ball, star. Jason Tatum, bust. Josh Jackson, star. De'Aaron Fox, role player. Jonathan Isaac, slept on star. Laurie Markkinen, bust. Frank the MF Tank Ntilikina, huge star. This
I've
guy
seen
got
this.
everything so wrong. It's like what happens when I get in the gym and start shooting threes, Matt. 0 for 8.
Let's go.
Happy birthday, Chris.
Or-
Thank you,
or
Godflow
8 for
Flawless
8.
Leon Official. Means a lot. Najee, Huck, Mitch, Cat. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't really want to see the Knicks pick a big man because we're probably going to sign James Najee because it actually gives us this weird exception that makes us, or gets us a little bit more than that 5.7 MLE. We get up to like $6 million, which actually could make a difference because some teams have that 5.7, then we got $6 million. It's a little easier. So I wouldn't be shocked to see the Knicks sign James Najee to a full, like, actual contract, not a two-way deal. How much bench
Oh, we
help
got
do we
another
need if we
pick.
truly don't know?
We got big. Amari Williams, Kentucky, going to the Boston Celtics. So hopefully he is terrible.
The mean streets of Boston. We're coming up on this New York Knicks selection, guys. Be excited, be thrilled, be happy. Happy B-Day, what day? My birthday was yesterday, June 25th. I went to, I'm not going to gatekeep because I want them to stay in business. I went to El Cameo and Cantina on 12th Street and 1st Avenue. Nope, Avenue A. Avenue A. And, yeah, I had a couple frozen margaritas.
Whoa, what's wrong with Frank the? Oh wait, no, you said Frank the Killer Tilakina. I
Yeah,
heard
that's how you
Frank
pronounce it.
Kaminsky.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that guy sucks. That guy sucks.
But we do need a power forward slash small forward. I imagine the Knicks are going to target with that mid-level exception. My guess, based off the fact that they do have Kolek, who they like, is that they are going to target like wings and forwards in free agency more than anything else. I think they'll try to re-sign Landry Shamet. My guess is that MLE go towards a forward because why wouldn't it, honestly? Like, we need someone who's 6'8" or in that
Someone
range.
off the bench. There is nothing we don't need off the bench. We could use legitimately everything.
Your birthday was the 19th. Happy birthday, Monkey Wrench Built. June birthdays. Let's go. Day before summer. So for you, it starts a day earlier. We stole Boston's boy, Anton Watson. Now we might steal Al or Cornette. The problem is they're cutting money, so getting Al back is going to be easier for them now, which sucks for us because I wanted Al Horford because I thought it would have been
They
fun.
cut Al.
No. They just made all those trades. Like, they traded Porzingis for
Yeah,
George
yeah.
Niang just for that money.
You knew that was gonna happen, dude.
Yeah,
I
no,
feel like
no,
people,
for
people
sure.
are hating on Niang so much. Like the dude has a role in the rotation.
Pay your electric bill right now. You're cutting out. That's not how electric bills work. I'm attached to my computer. My electric
Dude,
bill
all I'm
is gonna
saying
go
is
up. No, I got a fridge
I
now.
will leave the stream if Ryan Nebhard is the pick.
Dude, what I honestly don't think he's gonna be just because. The problem
'cause
with
he's
Kolek is him and
5'2"?
Brunson get killed defensively. Yeah, they're not great defenders, but teams can win still. You just have to be an offensively focused team. Like I don't really. I also think there's a world where Tyler Kolek is never going to become a good defender, but he's big enough to where he can become a crafty defender, if nothing else. Brunson is not a good defender. I'm not pretending like he is, but he's crafty enough, like with the charges he takes. He's able to like do things here and there where he's not the NBA's worst defender. Proctor is the #1 player ranked on the board right now. What
He's
forward
been there.
are
We got
gonna
to
sign?
remember. We got to remember. Jade Billis did go to Duke, so he could be biased.
Jay Billis.
Just putting it out there. I don't agree with that. He's been #1 on the board for way too long.
Andrew, what happened was, so the Knicks did work out Frank and Donovan Mitchell, and the whole front office wanted Donovan Mitchell, except for Phil Jackson, who was the president, and he wanted Frank. He told the front office he was going to draft Donovan Mitchell, and it was like, psych, I'm picking Frank. So that is what happened. Whoever is glitching, just restart your YouTube and it'll be fine. So we need no bench help. Question, besides a coach and a cat trade, what's missing? We definitely do need bench help. 100%. Brunson not getting the charges anymore. Not as much, but still. Isn't as good as he could be because... Yeah, no, I agree with you, Knicks Clear Celtics. Brunson's defense could be a bit better, but he's doing everything on offense. The Knicks need an actual offensive system that takes pressure off Jalen Brunson, where he's still going to be great, but it's not just complete Brunson ball, where he's dominating the ball for 18 of the 24 seconds on the shot clock. The Knicks always found themselves at the end of the shot clock with Jalen Brunson having the ball for 90% of it. They need to work out an actual offensive system. They're not going to win with that one. With just this ISO freelance stuff, it's not going to work. What forward are we going to sign? Matt knows. I know. It's such bad reporting to be like, I can't tell you, but I can't. I'll actually get in trouble and I'll lose my source. So you guys will know before it happens. You guys will. I'll let you know, but I'm not exactly sure. This also isn't a 100% thing yet, so I'm gonna keep digging, make sure it's 100%. It'll get out to the public. Don't worry. I'll get it out to you guys. The Pacers literally made Shea look like a bad defender. That was just a bad situation for him. His defense is always bad. That said, he's an amazing team guy. Chris, how could we know we need help if the bench didn't play? Well, I mean, you just look at the personnel off the bench compared to the other benches in the league, and yeah, they didn't play enough. And I think Landry Shamet is a perfectly respectable bench player on your team. I feel that way about one of Josh Hart or Mitch, whoever is coming off the bench.
Chris,
Feel
your
that way
boy
about
just
Deuce.
went Bogalajub Markovic.
The best player in the draft?
Final time I attempt to pronounce that. Just went to the Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh, man. Nobody likes Milwaukee. New coach coming in means new system. Practices are coming back. Jake LaRavia? Not the name I've heard, but I do like Jake LaRavia as a player, so I wouldn't mind if the Knicks sign. I think they can get him for a minimum deal, personally. I want to see the Knicks just fill this bench out. That's what I want to see them do. If you can figure out a Jaren Jackson trade that works, then go for it. Bogalajub, Markovic.
All right, dude. I think the Knicks are going to take Proctor or Vladdy Golden
My
out of
guess is
Michigan.
that it's going to be Proctor.
And then I want to go. I think it's gonna be Proctor too. I want to sign Grant Nelson out of free agency out of Alabama. 6'10", forward, power forward, who moves really well.
I'm checking in. What do we say?
What do you mean? What do we see?
Well, we do see that Jason Kidd openly wants to coach the Knicks. That's interesting. We'll have a video
That
on
is
that tomorrow.
interesting.
And then, ooh. If you're 6'9" and play point guards because you're not good at basketball. The Knicks did like that. There is a guy they like who's a 6'9" point guard who is on the board right now. So stay tuned for that as well. There's also a guy out of France who they have interested, Mohamed Diawara.
Mohamed Diarra. That's Texas
sorry.
Tech Diarra, right? I think. I'm
Mohamed.
99% sure.
Ooh.
I was positive before. So I am like pretty confident this is Mohamed Diarra, who was on the NC State team that eliminated Duke 2 years ago and went to the Final Four.
Sorry, I'm
It's
reading. I'm reading an update.
No, we're good. They understand. It's not Amir Coffey. Oh, Javon Small, center out of West Virginia, just got picked, which means Cleveland is on the board. And we know. So bad news for Tyrese Proctor. Cleveland, have you heard like they're thinking about moving Darius Garland?
Well, yeah, they've definitely shown interest in it.
Yeah. Who's really good. He's just short. So do they want to now counteract that with a taller guard?
I would also like Amir Coffey a whole lot, but it's not Amir Coffey, and I'm gonna blink once and then not blink for a while to just hammer this point in. It wasn't even a blink. That was an eyes closed. But still, point stands. It's not Amir Coffey. You guys will know.
Come on.
You'll know soon.
We're getting close. Come on. Tyrese Proctor or Vlad Golden?
We're on the scroll. We're on the scroll.
Yeah. It's always exciting when you can look in that bottom left corner and see.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna take a young man. Add him to the team.
Garland is moving. Apparently, they're getting lowballed for Darius Garland.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like people are learning about Darius Garland that as good as he is, he's probably hit his ceiling already.
He's so good though.
He's a great player. Don't get me wrong. I'm not hating on him.
So good.
I'm not hating on him by saying he's probably hit his ceiling. He's an excellent point guard. His defense is also improved. Javon Small, the
Injuries
Knicks
over height.
were
I don't believe it is
interested.
injuries over height.
His issue.
Oh.
Why does everyone get so offended? We need guys that can get buckets in win now mode. And we're worrying about development. It's just the truth. I mean, I think because the future matters, but also because rookies, as kind of Matt said, not exactly, but what Matt was saying with the trade up, rookies are just fun. It's fun to have rookies on your team. It's that sense of hope. It's the unknown.
Rookies, and especially the draft, represent hope for all 30 teams.
Javonte Green? I would love Javonte Green. He's guessing. He's going to say the person's name, too, and I'm going to have to say now.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, Garland does get hurt, no doubt.
Yo, you want to make a new Zoom now before the Knicks get, like, on the clock and we have to change it?
Yeah. You go ahead and do that.
All
I'm
right.
going to stick around with these guys. All right, boys. Now's the time. Let's make fun of Matt real quick. What do we want to talk about? I'm trying to think of something, actually, that I could joke about Matt that I wouldn't feel bad about saying. Like tell a funny Matt story real quick. I'm trying to think. The one funny Matt story that comes to mind, it's I don't need to it's not even bad at all. It's just like not that funny. he did roll out of a car one time and it was stationary. That wasn't that great. What's the point of having a player if he's never played meaningful minutes? That's a good question. But they need to fill out the roster. I would take Spain player. Spain guy's interesting to me as well. And guys, we're coming in. We're closing in on this pick.
We could smell it.
I could smell it. I could smell his dad is hype. We love to see that.
Shots to Pops.
Shout out to the. That's my boy.
Bald.
Huh,
Like
Matt sitting there with a full head of hair. And not even,
I'm 24 years old. I just turned 24.
actually, I just turned 24. You've been 24 for a few months now.
I've been 24 for 2 months.
That's a long time, dude.
Less
A lot
than,
can
oh,
happen in
no,
2
a little over,
months.
yeah. What do you think of Torian Prince? I think he knows how to get a rebound. No way they just they just snipe Proctor. I told you they were gonna do it.
No!
I told you they're gonna snipe him.
Because they need another guard, too. What is
I
with
told
these
you
teams?
because
He was
because
smart with
Garland's
that.
too little. I told you they're taking time.
Also, Proctor has been on the board a while.
Completely fabricated narrative
Why
by
not
me,
draft
and
two?
it was right on the money.
Why not draft 2 players so we can
Because
move
we
on
only
from
have one
Precious
draft
and Payne?
pick.
We only have 1 draft pick, and also Precious and Payne are going to be leaving anyway. There's nothing.
Vladdy Golden, come on down, Vlad Golden, or come on down, 2026 second round pick via the Orlando Magic.
Come on, Eileen, do. Oh man, it's getting exciting, guys.
Dive. I just better not be Eric Dixon.
Better not be Eric Decker. All right, guys. Final predictions. Final predictions. Who are we seeing? Who are we guessing?
I don't actually think it's gonna be him. I don't have a better guess though. Dude, is he not on the board? Oh, wait.
I'm staring at my phone, waiting for for some Shams
I'm worried.
notification.
I'm worried it's gonna be Eric Dixon, dude. I'm so worried it's gonna be Dixon
Why do you not like Eric Dixon?
because he went to Villanova and everyone overhypes Villanova players, just like Notre Dame players.
That does
in
feel like
football.
it's gonna be Eric Dixon. I'm trying to look at Jay Billis' big board. Let's go. Let's get the Billis big board. We get it. Tyrese Proctor's a shooter.
Yeah,
I wish we got him.
Oh,
I love shooters.
yeah.
I wanted a shooter.
They're looking for the shooter.
Kobe Sanders, wing, Nevada. Interesting. Alex
Alex
Toohey.
Toohey is the best available according to ESPN, but John Tonji out of
Hunter
Wisconsin.
Smalls, guard. Eisen Almansa. Sounds like someone who the Knicks would pick. Here
Yo,
we
can
go,
you not
guys.
actually? Are you? Can,
What?
I feel like you're just gonna read it. I feel like it's smart for you to read it off as soon as you get the text, spoiling it.
I could tell you to cover your ears, but I don't know it.
Yeah,
yet.
yeah. Tell me to take my headphones out.
I could tell you to take your headphones out and don't
Yeah.
read the comments.
I won't read the comments. When that happens, I wanna see it live.
Yeah.
That's
I've
all
heard
for
nothing
me. You
yet.
know that. You know, for me, that's always more
Yeah,
fun.
no, of course. I've heard nothing though. I've heard
The
absolutely
pick's
nothing.
not in yet, so you can't hear. There's
Yeah.
nothing to hear.
I feel like at this point though, with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left, if they don't know the pick, it means they're trading the pick, or they just know it and haven't sent in the
In
card yet,
full support of the trade.
or they just haven't
Dude.
sent the card in.
Proctor would have been a good value there at 50.
Yeah. We're gonna see. We are going to see. 3-and-D wing and bench depth is what the Knicks need. I agree.
No. Spike.
All right, guys. Any final predictions? Who are the New York Knicks drafting? Who is next? Who is our newest New York Knick?
Who is our newest New York Knick full-time, never coming out of the game player? He's going to play 48 minutes a night.
Who is
starting
our
tomorrow.
newest New York Knick? That's what the world is waiting for right now.
30 seconds on the clock. Taking it down to the wire.
They are considering all their options right now.
The pick is
What?
in, Chris. The
It's
Knicks have
in.
made a pick. Doesn't mean they can't trade it in 5 minutes, but the pick is in.
I have not seen anything about a trade so far.
I mean, whew. Yeah, I'm not reading the
Tag
chat. I'm not getting
IQ
spoiled.
for 3 is freaking out on why our pick it has not been leaked because our pick has not been leaked. What is happening, guys?
Yeah.
I don't know. I always know.
Dude, let me take out my headphones. Just remember, tell me. I don't want to get spoiled.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
Dude, I know Hunter Salas is really good, but how tall is he?
This is
6'5",
wild, boys.
6'5" guard? Like, maybe, dude.
Our-
One
our
of the best
pick,
players in the ACC.
Maybe Kobe Sanders. Maybe Alex Toohey. Who is it going to
I'm
be?
hearing a lot of Alex Toohey hype right now.
Dude, this isn't. I actually, our pick.
All right, he's coming to this. You still know it? He's
I
coming
don't.
to
I
the
didn't
podium.
get it. I didn't get informed at all.
Here it is.
You can announce it.
The New York Knicks select Kobe Sanders.
Kobe Sanders.
Kobe Sanders,
New
Nevada.
York Knick. And New York is trading the 50th pick to the Clippers, where Los Angeles moves up from number 51 to take Kobe Sanders. This pick will be going to the Los Angeles Clippers. That Kobe Sanders is not a Knick.
Okay. All right. He's not a Knick. 250 people in the chat. My goodness. Let's go.
He is not Kobe Sanders. Not
Kobe
a
Sanders,
New York
not
Knick.
a New York Knick.
He is not a Knick.
6'9". That's pretty good.
And now the Los Angeles Clippers are on the clock at 51. Sean, what's the news for us? What you got, Sean?
Kobe Sanders, Mike, you can stand up again. Kobe Sanders actually got traded.
The Knicks back on the clock, right?
I'm not sure. It's what they've gotten is not it's not clear what they've received yet for Kobe Sanders.
Sorry, Shams was explaining it. Shams said that pick's going to the Clippers, but he didn't. Do the Clippers have back-to-back picks now?
It's unclear.
You talk a bit more about New York and what their off-season plans are here, Bobby.
Well, they've got their top 7 players on their contract, and they're generally going to be a priority for their bench now.
The Knicks do have number 51, revealed by Shams just now. The Knicks will be picking at 51.
All right. Boys,
so what the heck did they just get? Why'd they do it? We're back.
Knicks trades were imminent. They were imminent.
They were imminent after all.
A trade has just gone down. The Knicks have traded down one spot, which is great because they need to draft someone who's 7'8" right now. They need to draft a 7'8" guard. Dude, Hunter Salas would be pretty cool. Pretty cool.
So that's interesting.
Come on. Hunter Salas, Laddie Golden.
We are staying with it, guys.
All right, now the next step is what did we get?
So
Probably just cash
basically,
reserve. Probably like $15.
So basically, the reason the Knicks did this is because the 51st overall pick gets paid slightly less salary. So it was a straight up 50th for 51st pick because of the second apron.
Yo, if anyone's seen the movie Draft Day, all they do is obsess over how much money the guys at the top of the draft make, where in real life, everyone in the NFL is just excited to have those picks, but they're just talking about the contracts. That's what just happened in real life.
That is just what happened.
In real life, we just
Brock Aller is a sick man for this.
How does that trade? That trade's got to be vetoed by the commissioner, right?
Brock Aller, you are insane.
If
Brock
you think about
Aller
it,
is the Knicks salary cap guy.
They didn't even have to trade it. All they had to do was let the time tick off the board, and then when the Clippers, wouldn't it go to the Clippers?
Also, Bob Myers did just say he thinks the Knicks could be the 1 seed in the East this year.
They should be the 1 seed in the East.
6 rings of steel. Did not know that Kobe Sanders got traded off the Knicks. The Knicks indeed moved back. And we're back, guys.
Yeah.
We're back on the board. So the Knicks saved a couple dollars. Brock Aller doing his thing.
Do a small market team like the Knicks needs to save every buck that they can.
So the Knicks are back on the board, everybody. Once again. No Kobe Sanders for us. No Kobe Sanders for me. No Kobe Sanders for you, Matt. No Kobe Sanders for anyone here.
Not the type of guy to measure Hans Young and Malawach back to back. See who's taller and just draft that guy. Now, I am going to stand here and proudly say that I definitely had Kalman Malawach in contention to be my number 3 overall player in this draft. He's a 7'2" guy who can shoot threes.
Andy Katz, unfortunately, we did not get Kawhi for the 50th pick.
He just started playing basketball, and he's already so good, and he's so tall, and he's so raw. I don't know. Everyone made fun of me when I won Eves Missy last year for the same things. And then...
He's good.
Yeah.
300 people in the stream. Shout out, guys. Let's go. Let's go. What next? Giannis is closely observing the Bucks draft tonight. Free agency next week.
that was broken by Shams Charania earlier in the draft.
Brock Aller is a sick man for
51.
doing this.
It was Diarra.
The Knicks picked Diarra?
Yeah, we got Diarra.
Yeah, they will select Mohamed Diarra with the 51st pick in the 2025 NBA draft. The Knicks are selecting Mohamed Diarra. France, he claims he's a big guard. He says he's comfortable playing multiple positions. He can defend a bunch of positions.
I mean, if he's a 6'8" guard, then it sounds like we nailed this.
Well, he's a 6'8" forward who says he's a guard. He's got guard skills.
That's what I want to do. I want to take guys like that and move them, change their positions.
The Knicks did work out Diarra, so this is not unsurprising. He was someone they worked out. I did mention him in a video, albeit briefly. I'm not surprised by this pick. But Mohamed Diarra is the New York Knicks pick. The Knicks take another French guy once again. More French players to the Knicks. He joins.
Yeah, it was a different player, the exact same name on Texas Tech. It's not the same guy.
Yeah, Diawara.
Okay, 325 people watching. What is up?
Guys, how do you feel about Mohamed Diawara being picked to the New York Knicks? What are we thinking about this? Are we happy? Are we sad? What do we think?
If we're moving him to guard, I am ecstatic.
Well, he's just gonna he's gonna be a forward, but they're going to. He's got guard skills.
Is he tall enough to be a forward?
He's
just
6'8".
kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding.
We're keeping him. He will be on the Knicks.
Okay. Let's get some
Very
statistics
good
on this
chance
guy.
he does get stashed. His last season in France, he averaged 5 points per game, pulled down around 2 to 3 rebounds, and had 1 assist. So the numbers don't jump out by any means.
3-point percentage this year, 31%. What's that free throw percentage though? Oh wow!
It is widely expected that Mohamed Diawara will be stashed in this draft.
Yeah.
But we also said that about Pacome last year, and what happened? Pacome did not get stashed, so
Dude.
very likely can he shoot corner threes?
Am I reading this free throw
Yes,
percentage
Issa
correctly?
Ortiz. The Knicks just drafted Mohamed Diawara. 5 points is good for overseas. Yeah, it's a lot different. 5 points overseas is a lot different from this. And also, who's playing 20 minutes a night? Like, Leon Rose pissed me off.
Dude, that free throw shooting, it says his free throw percentage is 48%. That has to be wrong.
Yeah. We got this guy will never play. He's going to be a mismatch whenever playing defense. I don't think this guy's coming over.
I don't think this guy's coming over either. I mean, I don't even. This guy's probably not going to be a massive difference maker.
Cholet Baskets. That's where he plays right now for Paris, France.
Paris.
I didn't have it in me to say Paris.
Oh,
shot 38% from the field, 31% from 3. Shot 48% from the free throw line. Mohamed Diawara does not make shots.
That's absurd. Okay, so all right, he is 20 years old though. Turned 20 in April, so he's a very young player. This is a deep cut, boys. This is a deep cut.
This is interesting. This is an interesting day. The New York Knicks.
375.
Yeah, man. We are looking at a Kobe Sanders was right there, and the Knicks.
I mean, okay, Kobe Sanders, Colonel Sanders. We got Mohamed Diarra. Let's go.
Yeah.
Diawara.
Kobe Sanders, Colonel Sanders, Bernie Sanders. We got Mohamed Diawara and Nixon 4.
Let's go.
How can you shoot 48% from the free throw line? Ask Mitchell Robinson. He would know.
Yeah.
The Sirens are outside, coming to arrest Leon Rose at Madison Square Garden for this pick. But this draft and stash means the Knicks do not have to pay any more salary, meaning they will likely look to bring on Marjan Beauchamp, another Frenchman, to the regular lineup. Anton Watson will likely stay in a two-way contract. They will add a rookie at some point tonight on another two-way contract as well, or at the very least some sort of deal where they're a summer league deal. The Knicks will definitely sign 1 or 2 Exhibit 10s. And Matt, also, if you're watching your screen or we're watching your screen a minute ago, you would see that Elia Taperia and Charles Oliveira do fight.
What do you mean they do fight? Did they pass weight? Is that what you're telling me?
It's all good. They're ready to go.
All right, great.
Mohamed Diawara will play at the Summer League with the New York Knicks, according to Knicks insider Ian Bagley. So Diawara will be with them at Summer League. This means on top, Diawara is close with Bacombe.ea. He'll be at Summer League. His contract is to be decided per league sources. High upside guy who's super, super athletic and does have the ball handling ability.
So he never shoots free throws. He shot, on average 2 free throws per game this season, and seasons before 0.5, 0.4, 0.2, and 0.3 free throws per game.
He's got
this
a
guy,
7'4" wingspan.
Yeah.
9'2" standing reach.
All these Frenchmen, just bring back Evan Fournier. I mean, they see something. They see more than we do, because me and Chris have combined for 0 Mohamed Diawara film study before this. Rokas Jakovitis.
Yeah, it's actually Rokas Jokovitis.
Oh, yeah? I'm about to get
What happened to Rokas Jokovitis? Is that over too? Yeah, Rokas said he's not coming over to Summer League again, saying he did it twice and they didn't pick him up. So he's like, now it's up to them. So it sounds like Rokas will not be coming over. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Are you?
No.
Okay.
If it said point guard, if it said shooting guard, if it said guard, I would.
Interesting. I like the pick. The Knicks, they could have signed someone like Eric Dixon, who was on many mock draft lists, but no, they got a future scrub. Back to the pre-Tibbs Knicks era again.
I mean, guys, let's
Put some film
we
on.
don't have a coach. We're doing a draft without a coach, which is crazy. But anyone we're drafting here is most likely a scrub. There were probably 2 guys from pick 40 to the final pick in the draft. There will probably be maximum 3 relevant players.
Dude, Andrew C. is saying, can we put some film on right now? Not until you take us to
I
the
mean,
Yankee
Andrew C.
game.
wants to see us get copyrighted.
He wants to see us get copyrighted before we go to a Yankee game with him. Dude, I'm going to be down bad at that Yankee game. I'm going to watch the UFC the night before. I'll have to rally.
You're going where?
To your house.
What happens to draft stashes who never play NBA basketball? They're just overseas players. And
they just play overseas. If they came over, they play for the team that owns their draft rights.
We own their draft rights, and we're allowed to trade their draft rights.
The Knicks have draft rights of a guy who's currently an assistant coach on the San Antonio Spurs. He's like 38.
And I'm glad we have him.
Yeah, dude, just in case. Dude, just in case he's ready to pull up, start hooping. Will he be on the team next year? It is unclear. If I had to guess, I'm expecting him to come on a 2-way contract. But I do not think he will be on the 15-man roster.
Bro, there's no way we are discounting Leon Rose's jamming right now. There's just no way we're doing that.
Dude,
There's
they don't
no
have
way we're
money
doing
to
that.
spend is also part of it. So, like...
Guys, we don't have to win the draft. No championship contending teams ever care about winning the draft. So we're winning basketball games, which I will take that 10 times out of 10.
Facts.
We have the Jets. If you want to watch high draft picks, go watch the Jets or the Giants.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. It is definitely possible that the Knicks can trade back up here and make another selection, should they so choose. Maybe they untamper with Jalen Brunson and get their 56 pick back.
Facts. They should untamper.
Just hit him with the Rick and Morty forget gun.
Yeah. Hopefully the Clippers sent us Kawhi.
I mean, that would be... I did hear that it was Kawhi and 51 for 50.
That's what it should have been.
That was... I would not accept anything less. I mean, I haven't watched film on this guy, so I'm not going to say it's a horrible pick. Like Andrew C. says, good point. I don't know what he's referring to, but I appreciate the support.
It is. It was a good point. Whatever it
let's
was.
just... Wait, Chris, you know what's crazy? What's so crazy is that I have the... Right here. Last piece of paper. Jerry Jeudy, with no Jameis Winston last year, averaged in half PPR leagues 8.3 points per game. And on the full season, he averaged 11.7, which is still not that good. But 8.3 points per game without Jameis Winston means he's a bum. So I don't know why you want to trade for him, but that's you.
I will not be taking questions on fantasy football at this time.
Don't you dare.
Sam Vecini didn't have him in his top 100. Sam Vecini, the Athletics draft coverage guy, didn't have Mohamed Diawara in his top 100 players. Interesting. Interesting move by the New York Knicks tonight.
Very interesting. I'm sure Knicks Digest will cover who this mystery man is. This international man of mystery.
Obviously, Knicks Digest is going to cover whoever this international mystery man is.
You can feign interest. Honestly, I mean, the interest isn't even like fake. It's just, it's so easy to care way too much about draft picks on the day of the draft.
Yeah, so it sounds like the DOR will be at Summer League.
Why does Bol Bol's name has been put in this chat way too many times for a guy who's not being talked about on the Knicks?
Washington, yeah.
Yo, there's no way we're already pissed about the Knicks offseason when the Knicks just made it to the conference finals for the first time in 25 years. There's no way we're already mad at them.
I'm not upset with them.
I'm not upset with anything that's going on. I've seen so much worse.
Yeah.
The Knicks got nothing for making the trade. They literally swapped 1 for 150 for 51 in the most
they just saved
asinine
money.
move I've ever heard in my entire life.
They just saved money.
Can you imagine their guy got... I mean, they knew that this guy wasn't getting sniped if he wasn't in the Athletics top 100.
Steve Popper just said France is the new Villanova.
Dude, France is the new Villanova. I was going to say, they're taking over with Ricochet.
Dude, Wemby to the
Wembanyama.
Knicks. No Frank, no Knox.
And Frantic Tilakina.
Frank the Tank. We got 6 more picks going down here. We're going to wait. See if more news comes out on the New York Knicks. I didn't yawn right there. Who yawned?
Dude, Brock Aller, masterclass here.
Brock Aller, masterclass in finances. Why not move up for Kobe Bryant? I don't know. We should have, and I'm upset we didn't.
Dude, I feel like
bothered.
Tyrese Proctor could have been very, very helpful. I didn't
Same.
want to trade up for him. I just wish he fell.
We were so close. We were so close. As close as you could possibly be.
Yeah.
I've never been this mad at the 51st pick.
Dude, we can't be mad at this guy that we picked him. It's not his fault that he got picked by the Knicks.
Yeah, it's not Muhammad Diawara's fault. And the Knicks worked him out. Like, this was a thing that happened. He was the highest
This was a
ranked
thing that was
prospect.
covered by Knicks Digest.
Yeah, there's a video out on it. I mentioned Diawara as a potential New York Knick. As a Bacher. I'm not stunned by this pick at all. I'm not moved one way or another. Did he play in the what's it called? In the Olympics?
Africa's the new France. I have no idea what that means. Unless they have an Eiffel Tower in Africa, I have no clue what that means.
Do you have an Eiffel Tower? Euro Cup. He did play in Euro Cup. Oh, he didn't play. He was on the team. He was on the team.
Making stuff up. Chris is making stuff up.
Dude, he played 9 minutes in 2 games in the Euro Cup.
Bro, they are on a crazy commercial kick right now. Oh, no,
Yeah.
they took Talon Peter. What a name. 6'4" guard from Liberty. Oh, and then Lachlan Ulbrich.
Jeff Ulbrich?
Do I want to see if Vlad Golden doesn't get drafted? I would love to see the Knicks pick him up for agency. Give him a run.
So would I.
All right. Hot take. Get Jared Allen and hire Aces coach Becky Hammond for easy championship run. The end of that easy championship run is obviously hot, but I have to imagine Becky Hammond is not high on the list.
I expect it to be Taylor Jenkins or Jason Kidd. Precious is gone from the Knicks.
What's the max you would give Shamet, Chris? Years and money.
Not much more than the minimum. I'd give him
I'm
more.
hoping he takes the minimum.
I think he would.
You wanted Brooke Lopez? No one wants Brooke Lopez. That's not really a pause.
Brolo. I love Brook Lopez, man.
Oh.
Oh. Man.
Chris, here's a question for you in the chat.
Oh, my God. For the first time ever.
Wait, you have a graphic for...
We do, and I just cut away from that to find it. Thank you for the super chat very much.
You're very generous. Super chat.
Issa, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it very, very, very much. Are you going to watch Canelo versus Terrence Crawford? It's going to be huge. A huge fight, September 13th. And Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. this Saturday will be the end of Jake Paul. I will obviously watch Canelo versus Terrence Crawford. I'm really interested. I've gone back and forth on who I think is going to win that fight. I think the World Tour promotion has been awesome. I think they're doing this really, really, really well. On top of that, when it comes to Jake Paul and Chavez Jr., it's again, and boxers do this frequently, they do fight guys who are very much, like if you're in Jake Paul's shoes, you're often can crushing anyway. This isn't necessarily something that Jake Paul is the first guy to ever do, crush cans to build his record. The thing is, he's the most famous person to ever be can crushing at the time of him can crushing because he was way famous before getting into boxing. All that being said, I do think he will beat Chavez Jr. I think Chavez can absolutely beat Jake Paul. But the age thing worries me. Jake Paul's obviously good in those first couple rounds. Fighting a guy like Chavez who hasn't fought a ton recently, not young at all. To me, I feel like he's fighting another guy who's probably going to be at his best in the first couple of rounds, so Jake won't have to worry about gassing out as much because he's fighting another older guy. We've seen Jake Paul fight two guys who were just legit names who were around his same level of boxing, and he disposed of them both in round one. So I think we're getting close to seeing Jake Paul get a step up in competition and find people who are ranked in the top 10, top 15 of one of the four belts. I think once we see that, it'll be a pretty good test on how good Jake Paul actually is at boxing. He's the right hand. That power is real. You can't fake power. He's got good power. It's a matter of when it comes down to it, is he a pro athlete? We're going to see that I mean, Chavez is a good test for that as well. Mike Tyson's not, because Mike Tyson just old. Like an older guy who never had the stamina, but obviously Tyson's great. I'm not discounting Mike Tyson at all, but he was nearing 60 years old.
Dude, I'm definitely watching Jake Paul because Jake Paul's box office. Whether he's good, not legit, he's box office.
I'm definitely watching Topuria versus Oliveira over it for sure, especially because I love Alexandre Pantoja, so I'm looking forward to watching that. That whole main card is going to be awesome. I'm probably going to start watching that around 8, but I'm definitely going to have Jake Paul on my phone as well.
UFC is what we're going to be watching. It's over boxing.
Yeah, but definitely. Thank you so much for the super chat, Issa. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the $5. It means a lot. Oops. Lopez is perfect, so why didn't Muhammad Diawara? Basically, the Knicks didn't pick him because they could pay him a little bit less money at 51 than 50, and it's just all second apron avoiding.
Yeah, definitely keep us at that. 4 more picks here, boys. 4 more picks. I'll Venmo someone $100 so they could nail all 4 of them right now in a row.
Seriously, Canelo is going to smash him. I mean, I feel like Canelo's getting to he's no longer as invincible as he once was. He's still great. I'm not saying he's not. I think he's no longer got that same invincibility.
JC, please put in your resume. We need a coach.
Jake Paul KO Nate. That's the thing. I can't root for Jake Paul. He knocked out Nate Robinson. Like, he knocked out Nate Robinson. He beat Nate Diaz. He knocked out Tyron Woodley. And Woodley rocked him in that first fight. That was sick. Waiting on that Nate Robinson rematch. I'm just happy Nate Robinson got the kidney that he needed. Chavez is yeah. He's also that. That's not helping. I don't think Chavez has it anymore at all to beat Jake Paul. Jake Paul's too good at can crushing right now. He's too good at he's very selective of his opponents, especially after losing to Tommy Fury because he just got jabbed into oblivion.
Tommy Fury was so much better than him.
Yeah, Fury was a talented boxer. And I mean, it was just the snap jab constantly. Just held Jake Paul at range, and Jake throws hooks. He doesn't throw a ton of straight punches. So, like, Jake loves to be over aggressive on that right hook, but you got to get in there to do it. And well, he couldn't because Tommy knew exactly what Jake was going to do. He read him like a book. So we waiting on that Nate Robinson rematch. Okay, guys, you talked me into it. I'll park my 18-wheeler and come coach next. Thank you, JC. We needed that. Brock is a genius. Yeah, doing that, good move. Way to save some money. Let's see what the world says. We got anything new? Mohamed Diawara tweeted out, New York! Gonna retweet that. Anything Pacome, I'm with it. All right, so some names for this Knicks Summer League team.
Nah, forget about that. Chris, we got another super chat, so forget about that.
We did?
We're gonna hit that first. Yeah, Issa is back with $2 more.
Issa is back. Thank you so much,
with
Issa.
This is gonna take some time. So collect your thoughts here because you are answering this question.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a sip of water. Thank you again, Issa. We gotta get another super chat in here. Now, here's how aprons work. There's a certain amount of money with the salary cap. As we know, most teams evidently always go over the salary cap, and that's fine. The reason they go over the salary cap is because of bird rights. Now, bird rights is effectively this rule you have that if you had a player on your team for 3 years or more, or you had a player under contract for 3 years or more, so a 3-year contract or longer that either you signed them to, which means you had them for 3 years or more, or you acquired them in a trade, you can go over your salary cap to re-sign that player. Teams are able to build super teams off bird rights alone because, for instance, the Golden State Warriors are the prime example of this. Steph Curry didn't break out under his first contract. He broke out under his second contract, a deal that was around $13 million. Klay Thompson hadn't gotten that super pay yet. Draymond Green had gotten his money, but the rest of them hadn't gotten their big money. So that the Warriors, if they moved on from Harrison Barnes, would have had enough money to sign Kevin Durant. They did those two things, brought in Kevin Durant. Because of that, they then were able to, the following summer, sign Steph Curry to the biggest deal in NBA history at the time. Because of that, they could do it because they had bird rights. They could pay him as much as humanly possible, and there was no repercussion about it. The NBA sought out to fix that when the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement, ended recently. So they said, okay, we need to do something to prevent teams from just being able to bird rights their way in. Like players all break out at different times and they're on smaller contracts. They could then sign a great player, keep everyone, bird rights their way in, and then keep signing guys to minimum contracts or that mid-level exception deal, the way that the Warriors sent DeMarcus Cousins to a mid-level exception that they had with no repercussions. They were able to get good veterans who were willing to take minimum contracts to join one of the greatest teams ever assembled. The NBA sought out a way to fix that problem. The fix is the aprons. There's 2 aprons, and aprons are certain amounts of money that you could pay, that once you go over that, you start to meet some restrictions. Before you hit that first apron, you have a mid-level exception right now that's around $12 to $13 million. However, you go over that first apron, that goes down to $5.7 million. On top of that, there are a few more other minor things that happen, minor restrictions that will also could play into effect, but rarely do with the first apron. However, that second apron is a killer. Let's say, and this is not correct, but let's say the second apron is $195 million. So if you're paying, if your team overall in 1 year is getting paid more than $195 million, which for what?
I was gonna say make it first apron 100 million, second apron 200 million. Just make it really flat even numbers.
Okay, fair, yeah. Say the first, and also if you are paying 200 plus million per year, you're well over the second apron anyway. That's not the point. Say, yeah, it's basically that. You're over the second apron. You can't put players together in a trade. You can't aggregate players in a trade, meaning if you want to trade, you can't say, if you're the Knicks and you're over that second apron, and you want to trade, let's just make something up that there's been the smallest rumors about, like Jaren Jackson, and you want to trade Mikal Bridges for him, and the Grizzlies say, we want Deuce McBride as well. The Knicks say, no, we can't do that. We can only trade one player at a time. On top of that, if you sit in the second apron, you get more issues. One, you don't have a mid-level exception at all. So that $12 million mid-level exception, that gets put down to $5.7 million. That goes to zero. No more mid-level exception once you're over that second apron. You also, the minimum contracts, you get to a point where you can eventually sign guys who have only been 0 to 3 years of NBA experience. So you're filling out your bench with guys who do absolute or have done absolutely nothing in the NBA for the most part. So you're probably getting unproven guys who likely are not going to work out. Meaning what you're looking at is a very top-heavy team, but the bench is going to fall off a cliff at like guy number 7. On top of that, if you stay in that second apron for too long, you get to somewhere around the 30th pick. You get the last pick in the NBA draft if you're in the second apron for too long. However, if you stay in the second apron for over 3 years, you get your first round pick taken away. And then there's only 29 picks in the first round. On top of that, there's a bunch of other restrictions too. You cannot take back any more money than you get in a trade. Say you're trading a player who's making $23 million and you want to trade for you want to trade that $23 million player away for someone who makes $23.2 million. You are $200 over the limit. You are not allowed to make that trade. It has to either add up evenly or that other team needs to be acquiring that little bit extra money. You cannot acquire someone who makes more money than the player you're trading out, not a single dollar. So the NBA made it so if you're going to go over that second apron, it's going to be really, really difficult to maintain life in the NBA for any time that's longer than a single year. And so far, it's been wildly successful. The teams are doing everything in their power to avoid being in the second apron in its entirety. And because of that, we're now seeing deeper teams. We're seeing players stick with their teams more often. We're also seeing teams make trades like the Minnesota Timberwolves, trading away Karl-Anthony Towns because he was making $60 million, and they were over the second apron, and they're like, we have to rectify this in some way. So they traded him. That was their main motivation for trading Towns. They could not manage life in the NBA over the second apron anymore, so they had to find a way out where they traded Towns for Dante DiVincenzo and Julius Randle, who combined made around $9 million less than Towns, giving the Timberwolves that relief that they had. The Knicks then rerouted a bunch of guys, not even rerouted, just moved a bunch of guys, including Dwayne Washington Jr. and Daquan Jeffries, to the Hornets. In exchange, the Knicks got the draft rights to James Najee. So that is effectively what the second apron is. You hit a certain amount of money that you go over, and you are super restricted on what you can do. It's really hard to make trades. You eventually lose your draft pick. You cannot sign anyone of like real name value. Most of them are 0 to 3 years of the NBA's experience. They try to make it so if you go over that second apron, the second you're in it, you're trying to figure a way out of it. Because if you stay in it, nothing good is going to happen to you. So hopefully that explains it. If you have any questions, let me know. I could easily go over it again.
Yeah, so that was really deep. Essentially it's 2 light salary caps or 2 soft salary caps. When you hit the lower cap, you get hit with some restrictions that are basically like a catch-up mechanic for the teams that aren't good enough to have guys who are worth paying enough to get there for them to catch up. And then once you go over the second one, it's pretty much impossible to actually play NBA basketball at that level. So teams want to hang out just under that second apron, and it's making them have to ditch salary. That's what Boston is doing. They had to trade away Porzingis and to trade away their point guard Drew Holiday to stay under that line. And Jan Tavius DeCedron is absolutely unbelievable at Call of Duty Zombies. Just got to throw that out there.
Who is Jan Tavius DeCedron?
He was a made-up name by Skeletor. You're going to recognize the profile picture.
Oh, I know who Skeletor
exactly.
is. I saw when I was explaining it. I started chuckling in my explanation. First is fine, second is brutal, long term. Yeah, you could do like 1 year in the second before you're getting into
It's so
serious
successful,
trouble.
dude.
Yeah, it's good for the sport. I like it. Some names for the Knicks Summer League. Tyler Kolek, Biowali Bales, Johnny Davis, Pacome Dadier, Kevin McCullough Jr., Mohamed Diawara, Marjan Beauchamp, Anton Watson, Ariel Hukporti, and James Najee. Now, Presidente from the Strickland's draft expert, did say on Diawara, I should say, why he needs to be in the Garden. A true flyer. He's 6'9" with a muscled 7'4" wingspan, a little handle, and a decent looking jumper. Matt disappeared. And effectively on top of that, what we also see out of Diawara is that he's kind of a high-risk, high-reward pick that you take late in the second round, but he may not actually be good at basketball. He shoots 55% from the line, under 30% from deep, and despite being built like a 2K creative player, his block rate was lower than Deuce McBride's this season. This is a pure project pick by the New York Knicks in every sense of the word. Shout out to Matt for staying on for a while. We'll be on for a bit long. We're gonna hit that 2-hour mark, and then we're gonna head out, go our own separate ways most likely. This has been fun. I like the pick. It makes basketball more like football, more cutthroat. Baseball is the other extreme and headed for another lockout. Yeah, baseball's an absolute disaster. Baseball is a 100% disaster. It's terrible. At least basketball contracts are guaranteed. Basketball's going away from the guaranteed contract style as well. We're going more towards the NFL with these contracts. They're a lot less guaranteed than they used to be. So many guys are signing for non-fully guaranteed deals now. It's just changing. The league's changing very fast. All right, guys. What do you want to see me talk about tomorrow and this weekend on Knicks Digest? What do you guys want to see? We'll obviously make a video on DOR. That's a given. We'll also talk about whoever they do sign to Exhibit 10 deals later tonight, or Exhibit 9 deals, I should say, later tonight. Also, in case you're wondering the difference between Exhibit 9 or Exhibit 10 deals, an Exhibit 10 deal is if you get waived, you go to the G League, essentially. Exhibit 9 is, like, not fully that, effectively. So, apparently, James Borrego... Well, they're just interviewing James Borrego. It doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be our coach. I like James Borrego as a coach. He's got a good offensive mind, and the one team he coached in the Charlotte Hornets had a very successful offense the entire time, but the team was a nightmare. There wasn't a lot of talent on it. There was no reason to really see anything good for this Hornets squad in general. The Amazon era coaching. James Borrego was not hired as our coach. He's just getting an interview. It's just an interview. Doesn't mean he's going to be the head coach. Because of lack of future first-round picks, this player is like a replacement for a 28 first-round pick, just sort of, in a lot of ways. Because he's going to be a project. He's not going to see the floor for the Knicks for a while, even if he's not a draft and stash prospect. So no more defense. James Borrego was not hired as the head coach of the Knicks. He wasn't hired. He's just someone they interviewed. I'm telling you, James Borrego. I know he said that. I'm aware. Give it a second. Give it a second. I really do not think that Windy is guaranteeing that. Windy's reliable, don't get me wrong. And we'll obviously do a full video breakdown on this tomorrow when I'm not absolutely exhausted. The Amazon era. So no more defense. No, Windy did say that on TV, but I don't believe it until we see it from a few different places. There's a world where he was just interviewed and that's what he said. We're going to do a video on tomorrow. The video's coming out tomorrow. It's being set up tonight. I don't want to say your name, but also you're the man for just giving me those $2. Now I want to buy you a drink next time I see you. When we watch Dustin Poirier, absolutely get that BMF belt. Unless you want to hang out sooner. RoboCop or Jack Hermanson. Dude, Jack Hermanson just... I don't want to say fraud checks. RoboCop's not a fraud. But Hermanson just always just is such a good benchmark and beats everybody in that area. Part of me wants to say Jack Hermanson, but I'm so high on RoboCop. He did lose to Jared Cannonier, but Cannonier is an excellent fighter. Cannonier was beating Imavov until he wasn't. And that was also a bit of an early stoppage. So eventually I feel like Hermanson's not going to have that ability to just keep beating all these contending guys these wannabe contending guys. I'm leaning Ariel. I was going to say Ariel Hukporti. I'm not even kidding you. I'm leaning RoboCop. I'm a big fan of RoboCop. This seems allergic to good decisions. Got lucky with Brunson. They've made a bunch of good decisions. Jared is a monster. I'm not hating on RoboCop for losing to Jared Cannonier. Cannonier was winning 2-1 to Imavov until he wasn't. So this is someone who's very, very great. The Knicks acquired the draft rights to Luka Mirotic, the last pick of the 2015 draft, for trading down from the 50th to the 51st pick. Luka Mitrovic, thank you for now being a New York Knick. 10 years later. The draft is over. We've done it. We've done it, guys. We did it. I got to give you a super chat, Mr. Skeletor, Mr. Z. Guys, this has been so fun. This really has. Thank you, Godflaw, Flow Flawless, Leon Official. Yeah, guys, we're going to tune out now. I have to go record a video on James Borrego because Brian Wintour said he's going to be the next coach of the Knicks. Do I fully believe it? Not exactly. But you guys are going to get a video. You're welcome for the content. Thank you for tuning in. The Diamond Goose may fly. The Diamond Goose will fly again. He'll fly. He'll soar through the air. And then he's going to keep fighting. He's going to knock out Taporia as well. That probably is not going to happen. But I believe. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the Knicks Digest Draft Content Watch Year 2. We'll be back for Year 3 next year. As always, we're not going anywhere. We're going to work on some sponsorship deals. So we're going to go talk to some sponsors, try to get someone to sponsor the show, try to get someone to sponsor Happy Hour. Hopefully that stuff works out. Going to do a lot. Godflow Flawlessly Unofficial. I shouted you out once. I'll shout you out twice. I'll shout you out 3 times. He's the man. Big Knicks town. Absolutely. Villanova Star, Eric Dixon, has signed with the Los Angeles Lakers, not with the Knicks right now. So as of right now, we have not seen the Knicks sign anyone to a two-way or an exhibit yet. Chucky Hepburn signed with the Raptors. Outside of that, we don't have one yet. That video will be up tomorrow. James Borrego will be up tomorrow. We got a bunch of great content coming at you guys tomorrow. Because Matt and I were on a live stream for 2 hours tonight, it's likely feeling like there will not be a Knicks Digest Happy Hour tomorrow, but also that can turn on a dime because we might just be bored and come out here and do it. We'll try our best. Facts. Knick relatives, bro. So we might do a happy hour tomorrow. I don't think Matt's gonna want to do one. If I want to do one, we'll grab a guest on here. We'll get a guest. I might just try to get Marcel back on. Me and Marcel will host. We'll do something like that. If not, we'll go live at some point this weekend, early in the week next week, and then get back to happy hour regularly scheduled. Obviously, the draft is a fun event. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I can't lie. My mouth is dry. I'm all talked out. I'm out of water. I don't want to go into my mini fridge that I now have. For those who do see my background when I'm on live, I do have a mini fridge right where my hand is reaching right now, so I don't have to leave during these streams again. But it's not full yet. Thank you for tuning in. Like this, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day. I will see you tomorrow with a James Borrego video and with some two-way / Knicks signing undrafted players, Exhibit 9, Exhibit 10 deals. Make sure to watch those. Give them a like. Give them a comment. Let me know everything.